Hey, whippersnappers, this is Tortoise with Greg. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pixelmon on the DeciMon server. Oh, look, the Jay's balloon is up there. Today we've got a couple of interesting things to take care of. I've got a little clip that I'm going to show you guys here in a minute that I recorded, and it was a fun little activity, and I think you guys will enjoy that. But first, I want to come up here and I want to take a look at our to-do list. A couple of things I want to talk to you guys about regarding this. I'm running out of things to do, and I know I've got stuff here on the to-do list, like build the Hall of Donators. We'll get to that. Build home, that's well in progress. I've got more I need to do here, but I mean, large in a way, this is almost done, honestly. Finish training offensive team, that one's completely done. Challenge all gyms, we're very close to this one. There's only 2 gyms open on the server at this point that we have not gotten the badges for, and we may be doing that. I need to touch base with them. One of the guys we haven't seen around in a very long time. Magnum Wolf hasn't been on in a very long time. Kaze is still around, so I may be able to coordinate with him to get into his gym, but anyway, we'll talk more about that in a second. Furnished breeding ranch, since we did that. So there's a couple of things off. Problem is, so like building. Okay, well let me lay out the problem here for you. The problem is the server is, unfortunately, and it is very sad. The server has pretty much died at this point. And that's depressing to say, because it used to be so lively and it was so much fun. You guys have heard me mention a time or two that I'm on another Pixelmon server as well. I'm on DeciMon, and then I'm also on Pixelmon XO, which is actually was started and is largely made up of people who used to be on DeciMon. If you guys remember, we talked about a couple of months ago. There was a little bit of a shake-up here, and I don't really want to get into the details, but a bunch of people ended up leaving the server for one reason or another, and a lot of those people ended up creating the Pixelmon XO server together, and I got invited to play there, so I've been doing that mainly just for fun. It's just been, I've streamed it a time or two, but mainly I've just been, enjoying having something I don't have to record, that I can just hang out with people and do stuff with. But so this server is completely dead. There's no one on, and frankly, there hasn't been anyone on, unless I've like asked them to get on to like record like Ping's battle or Skull's battle. I mean, some of these things have happened with other people, but frankly, these people haven't. There's nobody on this server just by random choice, except for the very rarest of occasions. And even myself, because there's nobody on, I don't get on here as much as I used to. I mean, I did a bunch of grinding so I could do Skull's battle, because I knew I wanted to do some of that stuff. But compared to that, the Pixelmon XO server is a little bit newer and just has more active people. It's a more thriving community right now. I mean, they've got on average 6 people online at any given time or something like that, it seems like. So, I mean, the problem is, yeah, I could build a Pokemon Center, but why do I need to do that at this point? Like, if the server's dead, and it seems like it very well may be, well, then building the Pokemon Center, I don't know that I need to do that. Set up traveling outposts in other biomes. Honestly, I don't know that I'm going to do that anymore, because that's more of like a longevity thing, sort of like a long-term, okay, well, I want a place to go when I need to go grind on iron with Magnemites and stuff. But I mean, if the server's dying, and it may come, I'm not saying it's like getting shut down, there's been no talk about it, but that's kind of the problem. There's been no talk. And so, like, I don't know, there's just, the administrator, I'm an administrator on this server, and our administrator chat, hasn't been anything since like the very beginning of January. I think the last message that popped up in the DeciMon regular server chat was almost a week ago. Like, it's very slow, if at all, and when something does happen, it's like a quick, 5 message back and forth, and then it's silent again for days. I mean, it's very sad, but unfortunately, it's the fact of the matter. So, nobody's talking about shutting down, but that's almost part of the problem. Is there's not even just talking happening. Nobody's just even acknowledged that nothing's happened on the server since like towards the end of December. Nobody's been on. So as a longevity thing, probably not going to do that. Challenge all gyms, we'll keep that. Hall of Donators, that's something we may end up doing on the server. If the server is going to be going away soon, it's probably... I want to put this somewhere where it's going to be around a long time, because if I end up getting people who are donating, I don't want to like, oh, well, part of your reward is that you get this statue in the Hall of Donators, and then the Hall of Donators disappear. I mean, I can always recreate it wherever I end up at, but... I'll leave this for now. We'll just kind of play that by ear. Catch all legendaries. I'll leave that one up just because, we've still got a couple. We've still got to fill up our fiery orb, so Moltres is still within our grasp. Completing the Pokedex may or may not happen, but we'll leave that one up for now. So, I mean, that takes out a couple of things. And a lot of these things are just stuff, as I was sitting down, like, what am I going to do for this week's episode? And I do have a clip to show you guys here, which plays into catching all legendaries. And so we'll look at that in just a second. But some of these, like, I can't really, besides Moltres, I don't really have any control over catching all legendaries. Or, challenging gym leaders, because really there's only 2 gyms left, and some of those guys haven't been around for a long time. So that could be difficult. We could finish building the home, but... this is a Pixelmon series. I don't know that you guys are super interested in regular buildy stuff. Oh, looks like my game sounds are off. Anyway, so I'm looking to you guys for some feedback. What kind of stuff would you like to see me do? Because I don't know. I could do more buildy stuff, and we've done some buildy episodes. But I don't know, I don't want to like make this a vanilla building series, because it really is Pokemon should be the main focus of it. And we've done a lot of building, but it's always been, it hasn't been like, oh, I'm building my house. It's been like, oh, here's the breeding ranch or the gym. It all had Pokemon purpose. But, so guys, give that some thought. Views are down on this series as well, so that's kind of another reason where I'm kind of like starting to think about it a little bit more, because the server's been pretty dead, but Farsight was dead for a long time before I stopped that series. And my main issue is like I'm having difficulty like, okay, well, what am I going to do? Because we've almost defeated all the gyms. Nobody's really interested in taking on my gym, it seems like. So it's just kind of, we're stalling out a little bit. And with the views dropping and the server dying, I'm really like, okay, I need to figure out what we want to do here. So I want you guys to give that some thought. But while you're thinking about that, we're going to jump to a fun little clip that has to go with our to-do list item of catching all legendaries, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at some other stuff real quick. Alrighty guys, see you back in just a second. I was just kind of on screwing around. I was out at my deep ocean base actually trying to get a Lugia or a Kyogre to spawn out there, and I was flying around it. And I must have been just close enough to this area, which is, this is my savanna. I'm just off the coast of the savanna. I would say I was too close, but then again, here we are. And I was not ready to record anything. I was just hoping, killing time, hoping that it would pop up. And here we are, just close enough to the beach that Suicune ended up spawning. And I was like, oh man, I ran over here. I was so scared. I got too close to the water and dismounted Zapdos, and I had to throw out Clifford and swim over. Oh, I was so worried I was going to miss it. But we made it. We caught Suicune standing here, and so we got into a battle with it, and then I just quickly threw up my recording software. So I wasn't planning on recording. I wasn't really ready to. But let's... I don't know if these things can run. I'm not really sure how this works. Let me look at... Let's bring Zapdos out. Used Ice Fang. Ouch, that can hurt. I'm going to get Thunder Wave up. Perfect. Cannot move. Let's throw a peck at it. Yeah, it doesn't do much. That works out nicely. Paralysis is working beautifully. And paralysis doesn't go away, so we should be able to just kind of chip away at Suicune. I'm really not equipped for this. I don't even have all my Pokeballs with me. I could certainly use a Master Ball, but I really don't have a desire to do that. just because I don't want to... Let's see, can I get away with one? I think I can get away with one more. Let's do one more. Yeah, perfect. All right, so let's try an Ultra Ball here and just see. I don't even know if it'll still be in the ball when we rotate around. It, ooh, used Ice Fang. Killed Zapdos, which is... It used Mist, which would that have... Does that wear off the paralysis? I don't really have any more status moves. Who would... I guess Clifford doesn't care about Ice all that much. Yeah, I really don't have anything I can do to it. Alright, so let's throw a couple of Ultra Balls here. Just kind of see what we got going. Ooh, no, that didn't work at all. Alright, I'm going to bring you guys back. I'll get this thing caught, and then we'll come back. Alright guys, welcome back. So yeah, we caught a Suicune. I was out, as you guys, well, as I mentioned, I was out at my deep sea base or whatever, and just because, you know, nobody's been on the server, so I figured, well, if I can isolate the spawns, maybe I can get something going here. And while I was flying around the deep sea base outpost trying to get something going, Suicune spawned on a nearby beach. So that worked out very nicely. Let's get Suicune going here. Oh yeah, wrong keys. Not scroll wheel, it's the brackets. So Suicune's here. It's very cool. It is a rideable mount. So wee! Oh no! Suicune! I'm so sorry! Whoops. Let's heal. And we'll try that again. But yeah, so Suicune is one of the legendary beasts from Gen 2. They were recently-ish added. It's been an update or two, but well, it's been several weeks. It hasn't been that many updates since they were added, but it is a land mount. One of the things, and I'm actually reluctant to take Suicune into the water, because I actually ended up, you know, so I had just caught one. I just caught one on DeciMon. See, look how much slower it is now. I don't know what it is with Suicune's code, but it's also, so it can be a land mount or a surfing mount, and it seems like it did the same thing on the other server when I caught Suicune there, because I caught Suicune here, and then like literally like an hour later I got on Pixelmon XO to do something, and I was EV training some of my team there, and I was out and by another beach biome and another Suicune spawned, and I was just like, wow. But like, so it was really quick when we first got on it, but now it's like it won't go up blocks. So now it's acting more like a surfing mount than a land mount, and so I don't know if like, and I haven't yet found a way to get around that. So I mean, it's still super slow. It still won't go up blocks. I don't know what the deal is with that. But maybe we can figure something out. I'm not honestly sure. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Anyway, so yeah, Suicune, one of the legendary beasts from Gen 2. We can also catch Entei and Raikou. Celebi is also in the game. Lugia. So that's pretty cool. Pretty excited to have another legendary on the team. And, well, not on the team, but just... in our you know, possession, and yeah, so that was very fun. Excited to get that Pokemon. Kind of unexpected. I honestly didn't expect that I would be getting any legendaries, because I've been out to the underwater outpost a lot, and yeah, it's just no spawns out there. I don't know what I did wrong, but I guess it's a good thing that I bordered a beach biome, because there we go, we got one anyway. But yeah, so guys, let me know what you're thinking. I like putting out stuff that you guys want to watch. So if you guys are like, no, I mean, because things have slowed down here in DeciMon. It's probably my least viewed series at this point, which it used to be one of my bigger ones, and some of my other things have taken off and things like that. So but I mean, we're getting, and kind of the measuring stick I'm using may be unfair, I guess, I don't know, but at this point I've got almost 600 subs, and I'm getting, you know, less than 50 views a week on DeciMon, and so I figure, you know, I was using that as a measuring stick for like, when I was at like 500, you know, I really wanted to get to like 50 because that's like a tenth of my subs. I'm like, if I can't even get a tenth of my subs to watch this, then maybe I don't need to be creating this content. And so, you know, just this is my hobby. I don't make any money off of this, and if I was making money off of it, you know, people who do make money off of this stuff, like I was watching a video from Vintage Beef recently, and he's like, this is my job. I can't just play games that I want to play if nobody's going to watch them. He has to actually keep in mind what people want to watch. So even as a, you know, as a hobby, I don't have like unlimited time to do this in, so like YouTube. So I mean, if people are not enjoying what I'm putting out, then I'll save myself some time and not do that anymore. So views are dropping. I'm running out of ideas. I don't know if you guys are bored with like what I'm doing on this server, if you guys are bored with Pixelmon in general. I don't know what it is, but you guys let me know. I'm gonna need some feedback. I mean, a lot of times I ask for feedback and don't get it, but I mean, I guess if I don't get feedback, that'll kind of be my answer. Kind of like, all right, we're done with Pixelmon for a while, which I could understand, and I'll probably continue to stream Pixelmon XO every once in a while, because I love getting on there, and I've actually spent a ton of time over there, so I might as well stream some of it. And doing, unlike on DeciMon, being a content creator is part of the requirements of being over there. And I haven't done it on YouTube because I had the DeciMon and I don't need 2 Pixelmon series. And at this point, I don't know. I mean, I guess you guys let me know. At this point on that server, I've already built like my spawn house. I've already started working on my gym. I've caught all the Pokemon I'm planning to use for my gym for the most part, and have begun EV training everything, and all that. So it's like, I could, if DeciMon's ending, I could start recording Pixelmon XO. But one, again, I don't know if the views are going to pick up if I do that, because I'm not starting over again. Like, I am well into that server at this point. So it'll probably be something where if people are just not interested and I don't get feedback and you guys are really like, yeah, I don't know what you could do or what I would enjoy watching or whatever, you know, maybe we'll take a break and I'll find another game to do. I've actually got a lot of games I'm thinking about wanting to do at some point or another. And so maybe that's just a good way, you know, give me a gap in my schedule to fill something else in. I'm also thinking about potentially changing up my schedule a bit, but I'm probably going to do a channel update on some of that at some point. But yeah, anyway, getting long-winded at this point. Thank you guys for watching, those of you who are. I'd really do appreciate it. And honestly, let me know, because I'm here to entertain, and I know this probably hasn't been the most entertaining episode. It's been more of a talky one, and I apologize for that. But the problem is I'm running out of things to do. And if you guys are like, no, man, we'd love to see you go into every biome and catch all the Pokemon, we can do that. And I'm happy enough to go ahead and do that if that's something you guys would find interesting. Part of my problem is we'll never be able to get the Pokedex achievement. And well, I guess we could, because I'm an administrator and I could technically cheat. But, shh, don't tell the other administrators I just said that. But, like, there was, like, a Halloween event where you had to gather all these random hallowed jewels from around the map, and then you would turn them into this, it was called the Hallowed Spectre, but it was a retextured Haunter, and he would give you, if you got them all, he'd give you an egg for Misdreavus. And to my knowledge, that's the only way that Misdreavus is obtainable in this mod, is through that event. So we you know, this server wanting to stay as vanilla as possible, we did not do that event. We don't have a Hallowed Spectre. We don't, well, I think the shrines, you know, spawned on their own, but we don't have the Hallowed Spectre. We have no way to get that Misdreavus. And then tracking down all the legendaries could be a long, arduous task. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Leave a like for Suicune. Excited to get another legendary. And again, just let me know, as viewers, what you want to see from me. If you're like, no, I love Pixelmon, but it seems like we've reached a dead zone here, fine. I probably will continue this series for at least a couple more weeks, because I do want to, even if we get slaughtered, I'd love to take on Kaze's gym, because I'm pretty sure he's around enough that I could get him to get on and let me battle him. Magnum Wolf is probably going to be a dead end, but again, we'll get it all figured out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Give me that feedback, guys. I desperately need it. And I will see you guys back next time. Have a good one.